YouTube family. Sorry it has been a hot minute since my last video, but I have like 25 minutes to get ready. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully YouTube is investing a little bit more into their live streaming, because lately it's been a little glitchy to say the least. So I was just looking, I think some of my shadows are over there. Okay, we're gonna get started. Just go ahead and get started here. So one of the first things I like to do is color conceal underneath my eyes with Candlelight Shadow Sense. Oops. And I get really purple and blue underneath my eyes, not so much dark. If you get dark underneath your eyes, brown, that kind of thing, then you are better off using more of an orange color corrector, or not like bright orange, but for instance, I don't have it right here in front of me, using our terracotta blush works really well for color correcting underneath your eyes before you put on your foundation. So yellow cancels out all of that blue that I get underneath my eyes, and you can just see how it just really kind of blends out that color. All right, so I'm gonna come through, I'm using Almond Original Foundation. And I like to just pump it directly onto my face. I find that it just allows the product to kind of heat up on my face, so it gets a little bit of a softer, smoother application. And I'm just using a Real Techniques, this is like their Pro Brush or something. There's a couple of different applications that brushes you can use to apply our foundation, but our foundation works better with more of a, oh look at that, stippling motion versus like rubbing it on with a sponge or your fingers. And our foundations will also color match 3 shades up and 3 shades down, which is really nice because if your skin, like most people, tends to change based on the season and how much sun you're getting outside, can affect your foundation shade. So I'm just gonna stipple this on. Don't forget to get like the back of your ear if you're gonna have top of your ear, if you're gonna have your hair pulled back. And you always want to remember to brush it down onto your neck. So the original foundation is oil-free. So if you have issues with acne or oily skin, I would definitely go with the original formula. The anti-aging formula is really great for women over 40. So it has a ton of antioxidants in it, like cranberry, blueberry extract, things like that, that really help just with anti-aging in your skin. It also works really well for anti-aging because it has more lotions in it, like more oils. So it won't look as crepey and as dry on your skin. And for older women who don't like a heavy foundation look, our color correcting tinted moisturizers are an amazing alternative option. I actually really prefer using the color correcting tinted moisturizers on my ladies who are like 55 and older, because it's so moisturizing and so hydrating. I tried to lotion that up before to like smooth it out a little bit, but you know what? Some days that just ain't gonna happen. Some days it ain't gonna happen. So I might just take a little bit of our light concealer and just touch that up just a smidge. Okay. All right, a lot of times I would go through and highlight underneath my eyes and all that jazz, but I ain't got time for that today. So we're gonna skip that part. But if you did wanna highlight underneath your eyes, you could take your foundation or the concealers. We have light, medium, and dark. And you just add white to it to get the shade that you want underneath your eyes. Okay, for my cheeks, I'm gonna do kind of a big cheek or big eye. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot on my cheek. So I'm actually just going to come over here to my cheaters. I call these my cheaters. Okay, so these are our powders that come in these great dispensers. You just pop the bottom of them. And this is our bronzer. I'm pretty pale, so the bronzer actually works really good for a little bit of contour. You can see how that just kind of cuts right there. In the summertime, these can also be really great just to dust on the tops of your cheeks and give you a little bit of color, a little sun-kissed color there. Just make sure you're even. Even Stevens. So I have kind of a tall forehead, so I typically like to come and contour just a little bit on my forehead here so that it kind of shortens down my tall forehead. And then a little trick you can do is you can contour along your jawline right here and it helps thin your face out. Okay, then I'm gonna come through with our Silver Rose. This is like a blush. Again, you just pop the bottom of it. Product starts like spiraling out the top. And I'm just gonna lightly brush this on my cheeks. It does have a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it gives you just this great, like my thing is plugged. See, this is what you get when you watch a YouTube live. No editing. Okay, there it goes. Sometimes I traveled with these, so they're probably a little pressurized since I live at like 7,000 feet. So sometimes our products can get a little pressurized because they're packaged in California, manufactured and packaged in California. So I just flipped it over with the lid on and tapped it down, and it just primes the product down into the brushes. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see just how it gives you that really nice kiss of color. And there's that little bit of shimmer in there. I got a window over here that kind of catches that natural light. These are my favorite cheater sticks. So easy, so fast. Okay, we also sell a translucent powder, but I recently put it into a container like this that I just got on Amazon. And I'm really excited to, I love this brush. Because who wants to use that brush when you got a brush like this, right? Am I wrong? No, I am not. So just gonna set everything. And I really like our translucent powder because it doesn't make me break out. It's a really, really super finely ground powder. And kind of this color. Now, and if I had gone through and highlighted underneath my eyes with some concealer, then I'd probably take a brush sort of like this, and I would come through and just do a little extra setting right here underneath my eyes, which I don't really need to because I didn't, but I'll show you just for the sake of it. You'd want to set right under there, okay? Okay, okay. Tap my leftover product back in. All right, I'm a big fan of this new container. Amazon, winner. What would I do without Amazon? My life would be incomplete. Okay, so gives you a nice just kiss of color on your cheek. Okay, now we're gonna do my brows. All right, I got half my makeup over here because I was traveling with it. Where's my garnet? Where is my garnet? Aware, 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 aware. Okay, so another color that you could also do for color correcting would be Pink Posy. Pink Posy is a great color to color correct if you're underneath, have like darkness underneath your eyes. Y'all, I don't even know. I don't even know where that is right now. Oh, I should have been more prepared for my life. God, where? I'm probably looking right at it and I don't even see it. Oh, see, told you. I was looking right at it. Didn't even see it. Okay. So for my brows, sometimes if I'm feeling in the mood, I will custom make my own brow color. So the cool thing about Senegence products is, oh, did you hear my voice? Is that you can blend any of our products. You can blend the lip scents with the eyeshadows with the cheek colors. You can mix it all. So you can really literally make any custom color that you want. Now, I feel like doing a whole brow today. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't know if I got time. I'm gonna do hardcore. Okay, so sometimes I'll mix Garnet, so this is Garnet Shadow Sense, with the Mocha Java. I kind of like that I have a timer up on the top there because then I can kind of keep track of my time. Okay, so when you go to do your brow, you want to kind of like look straight at the camera and see where your pupil is and where your nose is. And where that lines up is about where you want the arch of your brow. So if you're new to brows, you can make a little dot right there so that you can see where you want to kind of do the angle of your brow. And I am currently in the process of trying to grow my brows out a little bit. So my brows are looking a little thick and mangy, but that's okay because I'm trying to grow them out and fill them in from years of tweezing and over plucking. So we're just going to spend a little extra time filling them in, that's all. Now, if you like more of an ombre brow, you want to start like halfway through your brow and kind of work back and work forward. That way you don't get too much product and get too dark too fast up front. Okay, and then you can just brush that down if you want and bring that product up. And a little bit goes a long way, so don't feel like you need to get a ton of product on that brush. A dab will do ya. All right. Okay, now the really nice thing about using our Shadow Sense for your brows is because it's a liquid to powder, it kind of sets itself. So once you brush this out, first off, it's not going to smear all over your face. Winner. You do have a few minutes until it's fully dry. So if you're going to go back and contour underneath and just clean it up with like a concealer or your foundation, you want to wait a few minutes before you do that and let it dry. But the nice thing is that it'll pretty much set itself. And so you do not have to go back with a gel, which is really nice. But just look at the difference in your brow. Your brow makes a really big difference. I never realized how big of a difference doing your brows made until I started doing my brows. And then I look back at photos. So again, if you need to know where your arch is, look for it, okay? Pupil, right there. And you can make a little dot if you need to, okay? I would go back and look at photos of myself without doing my brows, or, you know, lazy days when I don't feel like doing my brows. And I look at photos and I'm like, oh my gosh, my face looks, I feel like my face just looks a lot paler and more washed out when I don't do my brows. And don't be, a lot of people get, you know, really nervous about trying to make their brows match perfect. Listen, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical unless you've had a surgeon touch it. And that is a God-given truth. Because God didn't make us all the same, and he certainly didn't make us perfect. So, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. So don't be super stressed thinking that your brows have to be like perfectly matching, because they don't. I heard a quote once that I really liked that I picked up. Your brows should be friends, not twins. Okay? So just remember that. So if you're stressing about, my brows don't match, girl, it's okay. Nobody's do. And if they do, it's because they spent 30 minutes on them. Okay. So I'm just going to brush that out. See, this one's a little bit darker in the front than this one. What are you going to do about it? All right. So I just like to clean my brushes as I go. I have a little dry brush cleaner down here. Just clean that out a little bit. One thing you can do is if you're like, oh, it's too thick in the front, it's too dark. I'm going to clean off my spoolie here just a little bit. You can take a like disposable spoolie. Sometimes those are nice just to have around. And just brush that product out. Flick some of that product out. Okay? And that can help lighten it up. See how that just lightened it up a little bit? So you get a little bit more of that ombre effect. Okay, girl. Okay. No need to worry. Okay, so I'm going to go back and just touch that up just a smidge. And you can use concealer. There are so many things you can use to touch up your brows, you guys. You can use concealer. You can use the white concealer, the normal concealer that matches your skin tone. You can use our Snow Shadow Sense, which is white. So if you like a little bit more of that highlighted crisp line, you can use the white concealer, or you can use Snow Shadow Sense. Because I want it to match my skin, probably should silence my notifications before I came live. That's okay. Live TV, guys, that's what happens. Okay, so that is, I'm just using Candlelight Shadow Sense. Okay. And I got just a little too much right there. Just brush that out. Okay. And this just helps clean up, like if you made any mistakes or anything and you're like, oh God. And just really helps crispen up that line. You want a fairly firm, stiff brush when you do that so that the fibers aren't getting all over into your brow. And then you just want to blend it out. That's a really popular trick that a lot of people do to just make their brows look really crisp and real pro. Also, it can help clean up, since I haven't, gotten my brows done in a hot day or week or month, it can help clean up some of those hairs underneath that are kind of free range right now because I'm trying to grow them out. So it can just help clean those up a little bit. All right, so we got that down. All right, now for the fun part for the eyes. So I'm really excited about this. Okay, so I'm wearing this super cute, kind of like green and yellow. It's a little more St. Patty's Day-ish, but that's okay, whatever, make it work. So color wheel opposite of that is more like purple and pinks. So I'm gonna do more of like a purpley pink eye look today. So I'm just gonna get out some of my blending eye brushes here so that I just kind of have them readily available. Okay, and the first thing I'm gonna do is come in with Mulberry Shadow Sense. I'm gonna use this kind of as my all over sort of base color. Almost like as a primer, if you will. This is such a gorgeous mauvey pink. It also works really, really well. You can also use it as a little bit of a transition color, so you can just brush it up if you want. This also works amazing as a cheek color. So you can mix this with some pearlizer or if you want a matte cheek. All right, we're just gonna brush it all over. Some people like to put it on their hand and then put it on their eye to let the product warm up a little bit. And you can do that too. But I am in a hurry today and feeling kind of lazy, so I'm not. I also have a little bit of a mixing palette down here that I'll show you. That I got sort of one of the pink colors that we're gonna be using. Because we don't have a bright pink shadow color, I mixed our, I think it's our cherry. I ain't got no room for that. Build up on color. Okay, so I mixed our pinkberry. That's what it's called, pinkberry. It's this hot pink color. Most people look at this and go, bah! Who's gonna put that on their freaking face? Well, we are. So the cool thing about the pinkberry is it makes a really great mixing color. So if you want to mix it with other colors, it works fabulous. Okay, so our main color is going to be this super cute pink color. So I'm going to take more of a smaller pointed, and a little bit goes a long way. So I mix this color, okay, just touching it on there. A little bit goes a long way. See, now the only downside to YouTube Live is you guys got to hang out with me while I'm putting this stuff on and blending. There ain't no fast forward button with the music and the graphics and everything else. You just got to hang out with me. Real talk. All right, I'm just going to brush that up just a little bit. So my favorite saying is, when in doubt, blend it out. If you ain't sure about it, just keep blending and it'll eventually work its way out. And if not, you're at least going to blend it enough that you can start over. So I'm just going to pull that. And if you want, you can take your finger and just clean that up right there. All right, so I'm just going to take a clean, dry blender brush and just kind of blend that out up here. Okay. See how much product gets on there just from doing that? Okay. So we're going to come around to the other side. And I mixed this pinkberry with some of our silver shimmer because the color that I'm going to put in the middle is a really pretty purple shimmer. So I wanted to stick with the shimmer story, if you will, shimmer theme. And so I mixed it with just a little bit of our silver shimmer shadow scents. So I'm kind of carrying this up like above my cut, like above my brow bone. I'm going to try and not have it come out quite so fat and wide like I did last time. I get sloppy with my brushes, especially if I'm in a hurry. I just kind of like, whoa. All right. So again, I'm going to take that clean, I cleaned it off, so it's nice and clean now. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Just to soften that. So it's not quite so in your face. In your face, baby. All right, I'm just going to clean this brush a little bit. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so now I'm going to come through and I'm going to do a little bit of just a cut crease, just a little one right in the middle there for a halo. And we're going to use, I got this new Moon Dust Urban Decay palette. And we're going to be using this green one right here. Okay. So one thing that you can do to really make your color pop is a lot of people like to use our concealer on your lid. I actually like to use our Snow Shadow Sense because it creates a white palette. And I'm literally, so just take the applicator out. We're just touching. And this is one of my favorite brushes. This is a Sigma E62 cut crease brush. And it works really well for this. And I like to get it up on the top first because you're going to want to let this dry before you close your eye. If you don't let it dry before you close your eye, you're going to have white stuff all over your lid. Now, one really cool trick that I have seen for people who have droopy lids is to put a bunch of product right down here at the bottom. Open your eye, touch your eye, and that's where you want to create like your artificial lid, essentially. Like if you want to do a halo cut crease can work really well for people who have hooded eyes. And if you have a hard time figuring out where you would want that cut crease at, put a bunch of product down on the bottom, open your eye, touch it, and that's where you would want your cut crease to be. Okay, so while that is still slightly wet, it's not fully dry yet, we're gonna come through with a little bit of a stiffer brush, more of like a packing brush like this. We're gonna take some of that green color. We're gonna tap it on. Actually, I was going to use the purple. Dang it. Guys, I just totally forgot what I was doing. Welcome to YouTube Live, you guys. I was totally going to do the purple color, not this pink color, not this green color, but whatever. We'll make it work. I was going to do the purple color, this one, because that's opposite green. On the color wheel, but I just apparently naturally gravitated to that green color. So, you know what? I guess we're just going green today. That's just how it is. So, whatever. We'll make it work. It's like Tim Gunn always says, it's a make it work moment. Make it work. And we're gonna. I have to change the description to my YouTube, though. They're gonna be like, there ain't no purple eye. That's green. Bitch is colorblind. Yeah, well, deal with it. Okay. See how you got that kind of like nice line there? All right. So the other thing you can do is just take a nice clean brush. This one's a little bit more fine tipped, and you can just kind of blend out those corners just a little bit. And you don't want to get too aggressive because you don't want a whole bunch of fallout on your lower part of your eye. If you go all crazy with that blending, you're going to get a ton of glitter fallout on your lower face. You just want to soften out that edge. So it's not quite so harsh. Right? How pretty is that? All right, I'm kind of glad I picked the green because I do like green. If you want, you can even come down and just put a little kiss of that right here to match. And that just really will make that color pop on your pupil. All right, so we're gonna come through, do the cut crease on the other side. I'm gonna clean this off. And we're running a little past 25 minutes. We're at 30. I'm chronically late everywhere I go, so you know, I don't think people are gonna be that surprised. I do really like this cut crease brush though, because I was having a really hard time finding which brush I really like, because you need a brush that is firm enough to pack on the color, but also slightly, oops, see, I got a little high with that. See that? I got a little high. So I'm gonna come back through, clean my brush off, come back through, and I'm gonna wipe that off. And bring that down. So I'm cleaning my brush every time I come down. Okay. There. I got a little too high with that cut crease. I was getting distracted by talking to you guys. Okay. So if you needed to, because we wiped a bunch of that off, if it got, I may need to put a little bit more of that pink up top there because we lost a little bit of that color. So I'm going to get, I have some of that color left over. So I'm just going to take another little brush here, real light. And I'm just going to brush. And kind of, so the other cool thing is once this stuff dries, you can layer it. So if you make like a huge mistake with something, you can go back over and put another color on top and call it a day. Which clearly is a big win for me today because apparently I can't put on my freaking makeup to save my life today, so. Live on YouTube for you guys. All right. Okay, so we just kind of clean that up a little bit. Perfect. All right. This brush cleaner I got is pretty awesome, I gotta say. I like to clean off my brushes as I go just because, for instance, that berry color really gets into your bristles of your brush and can really create a lot of pigment on there. So I typically like to, oh geez, I forgot that my white snow thing is still open and I'm like getting product all over my hands. Okay, well that's helpful. Good, good. Okay, so now that we have that going on, we're gonna come back through with that stiffer kind of packing brush. We're gonna take that green palette again. And we're gonna start packing on that color. I personally also like to use snow for cut creases better than the concealer. I feel like if you use the concealer, it can crease a little, which our shadows will not at all. So you don't have to worry about creasing when you use the snow. And you have to set the concealer with the powder before you put any shadows over it so that it doesn't crease. Well, then it defeats the purpose of it grabbing your color. So if you're using a shimmer like this, one of the nice things about using our shadow sense underneath is that it grabs onto that glitter so you don't get a ton of glitter fall out on your face. Well, if you use the concealer and set it with a powder, you're not going to get that grip. It's not going to grab you. So it's kind of like, well, what's the purpose? Okay, so we're just going to blend that out. Blend it a little bit more right there. Okay, that's pretty. It almost creates like a purpley color. That's pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, then I'm going to come down below and I'm just going to touch that green. Again, right there. See, I'm getting some fallout of the glitter when I do that because this is a stiffer brush. I probably should have used a softer brush to do that part. So I didn't get so much glitter fallout. That's okay. C'est la vie. All right. I am a big fan of that Moonbeam palette though. It's super pretty. Okay. This is a brush I should have used. All right. So pretty. Okay, now if we wanted to like highlight up there, a lot of times what I like to do is I like to just take our pearlizer. It comes in this ginormous bottle because you can use it on everything. Your cheeks, your face, your body, whatever floats your boat for our pearlizer, you can use it, okay? But it also works really great as a highlighter up here in the brow. And it can help just blend out that color a little bit. You can see it just gives a really nice sheen. And you can also go in with that pearlizer. You can add a little touch of it right there in the tear duct. Right there. Adds a little pop of shimmer. But just a little bit more over on this side. And another place you can put it is like right here on your Cupid's bow. Works really good there. Just kind of makes that pop. You can see how that just really made that pop. Some people like to put it up top. Some people like to put it here. I mean, you can put it everywhere. Okay. Phenomenal. Okay, so I could wear some fake lashes with this, but I'm not going to. All right, I'm going to take our Starry Sky liquid liner that has a black shimmer in it. Oh, forgot it was pressurized. Welcome to high altitude problems. Whenever you come back from anywhere you go, ever, your stuff is always super pressurized. Okay, so you can use the applicator wand on this. It's fairly long, but it's not very tapered. So a lot of times I'm not a huge fan of that. I will go and grab my own brush. And these are actually like actual paint brushes. I'm gonna try this. I just got these the other day. I got these for maybe doing some lip art. And so I'm gonna try them as a liner brush. Okay. Now, the liquid liners are a similar formula to the Lip Sense, so you do not want to use these on your waterline. They do have alcohol in them. Okay. Oops. I got a little bit more of a wing than I really wanted. All right, so it's still wet, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. So I just got a little glitter there is all, but we can go back and touch that up with like some foundation. I'm not used to this liner brush, so it's a little trying to figure out how to, where it lays at. Okay. Okay, so I don't need anything super crazy for a wing. So I'm just gonna do kind of like a shorter wing. That is super cute, super pretty. Okay, winner. Another trick for when doing your eyeliner is start halfway here and work forward. See, it just dripped. So there's a lot of product on the end of this. So if you start here, it's gonna be all fat and too much product. Okay. All right. Another trick you can do is if you have hooded eyes or wrinkly eyes like me, pull your skin back like this. It'll help you get that wing. Okay, and again, your wings, you want them close, but if they're not exactly perfect matching, who cares? All right. So those are pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that. As I go back and adjust it. So you start messing with it too much, then you're gonna wind up with too much going on, and then you're just gonna be like, ah, geez. See? Should have left it alone. Should have just left it alone when I said. All right, there. So now if you're trying to figure out like where your wing needs and the angle of which your wing to come down, you always want the lower part of your wing to line up with your water line down here. So if you have a really hard time kind of like figuring out where you want that liner line at, that's kind of what you want to be shooting for, okay? I'm a huge fan of, all right, let's clean this off. Ooh, that took it off really good. Like I said, guys, I got this new brush cleaner the other day and it is like bomb.com. Okay. And again, this is the same concept. Our eyeliner is the same concept as our lip sense. So it is waterproof, smudge proof, and will literally stay all day. So, oh my God, look. Oh, you guys, I match my eyelash curlers. I just got these the other day. How cute are those? I matched them. I didn't even mean to do that. And my eye makeup is matching my mermaid. Oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. I have like kicked this thing down so many times to try and silence it. That's my lipstick family. All right, mute. Mute you guys, shut up. Okay. All right, so now when I curl my eyelashes, I curl them in multiple different directions and at different lengths. So I start, oh yeah, another thing, always make sure your eyeliner is fully dry before you go to use your eyelash curler, because I've done that before. I go to like curl my lash and it was still wet and it got everywhere. I gotta start all over again. So just make sure that that's dry. So you want to curl your lashes at different angles and at different lengths, all right? To give more of a natural, you don't get that harsh like crink line. Yeah, nobody likes that. All right, so I'm just gonna throw on a little bit of our mascara here. I need to get a new one. It's starting to dry out. I also was told the other day that if you have a lash that falls into your eye makeup, like your mascara, you're supposed to throw away the entire tube because now that hair follicle has contaminated your eye product. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is just, I don't know if I can throw away an entire tube of like brand new $30 mascara just because I got one hair follicle in there. So another thing that you could do is line that bottom. Actually, I could probably go back and do that really fast. I probably should have actually. So, okay. I'm gonna take our Onyx real fast. I want some mascara, or not mascara, some liner on that bottom lash right there. Lash line. So I'm just gonna take a liner brush. I'm gonna take out our Onyx, which is our black Shadow Sense. And just gently tap that onto your waterline. Do not do that with our liquid liners. It'll burn your eye really bad. It has alcohol in it, okay? These do not. But look at the difference in that look. Huge, right? I mean, they're both good. They're both good looks. They're just different. So it just depends on what look you like. I tend to like a more dramatic look. So, but if you like to line your waterline, this product is amazing for that because it's so soft and gentle and it just lays right down on your waterline. And it will seriously stay there all day. You don't get the bleed that a lot of liners will give you. You know how like halfway through the day, the liner starts bleeding down off your waterline and under your eyes so you look like you're tired as all get out? Yeah, no thank you. So our product will not do that. So this is, honestly, that's like one of my favorite things to introduce to people who like to do their waterline. I'm like, girl, let me show you something because it will change your liner life. Okay. Oh, my 25 minutes turned into 45 minutes. What are you going to do? All right, well. Rome wasn't made in a day. And the Mona Lisa wasn't painted overnight, so. I probably could have put a dramatic lash on with this, but I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like messing with lashes today. Oh, another trick that I heard. You're supposed to swirl your mascara, not pump it. Now, when you pump your mascara, it introduces additional air into your mascara and will dry it out prematurely. Which I don't know if I've ever been a pumper or not, and I guess I never really paid that much attention to it. I think I've always been more of a swirler myself. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. It's so pretty, you guys. I'm real excited about this and real excited about that new palette from Urban Decay. So, I was going to go off. Oh my God, I was so freaked out. My YouTube literally just cut out just right then. I was like, God damn it, YouTube, no. get through a 50-minute makeup video and then lose everything. Oh, that's the risk. That's the risk, living on the wild side that you take with doing YouTube Live. So anyways, I hope you guys like that look. It's super pretty. Relatively easy to do. Don't be scared. You can do it. So anyways, I have a party to go to. I'm going to throw on a little bit of lip color and then call it a day. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you like this, hit subscribe. Hopefully I can do more of these. I want to do more product knowledge as well. So if you have any questions, message me. You can always check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Rocky Mountain Beauty. That's me. All right. You guys have a great night.